Let's have a look at the map. What's good, y'all? I felt like saying y'all. Been in a cowboy kind of mood lately. Just noticed my party is a bit low on health. And we seem to be out of spells. And, well, cost-free healing options. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a rest. No, but I've been feeling a bit cowboy. I've been feeling the cowboy. Yeah, that's a sentence I'm gonna leave in. I don't usually edit much, which might be part of the reason why my content isn't very good. I don't know. This particular series, keeping going with, in part, just out of principle. I want to finish what I start. That's just what I'm like. And a quality of mine that I, well, I don't know if I want to say I'm proud of, but at least I consider it a positive quality. Right, alright. Now, I can't cast spells while wearing my armor, but I can fight, which is kind of the point of this build, which is currently failing because I'm dying.
Yep.
We're all doomed.
I know. I don't need you to remind me all the time how doomed we are.
I care not. I've done had enough.
I'll need to focus down one target at a time.
Hello, if Tempus wills it.
I'm gone.
Time for a bit of a rough and tumble.
What you want?
Right.
This way.
Okay. Well, I needed to test the viability of my being a fighter. It would seem the viability is low. Actually, this seems to be...
Now I wonder.
No, wait. That's not the quick save that I made. That would be the quick save.
Yes.
Yeah.
What? Of course. Yeah.
The save system is dated. That's one aspect that is just strictly better with the what is it called? The modern one. It's not the definitive edition. It's called something. Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. That's it.
You're this way.
And well,
What you want? I'm gone. My blade will cut you down to size.
some things are just, you know, technological improvements. It's not like there's a positive to having a clunkier save system. I have mentioned this before, but the reason I'm playing this original version is mostly because of writing changes that I was made aware of. Things like adding characters. Well, that's a big one, isn't it? There's also a bit of weirdness to it, like the cutscenes aren't there.
I care not. I've
I don't know.
Simple task.
You're a this way.
There's also the whole thing about Beamdog, who made the Enhanced Edition,
And tumble.
having... well, they're not the best at speaking to concerned customers, as it were.
Task.
There was that whole... and I mentioned this, the whole issue of... they made an expansion pack to Baldur's Gate, I believe it was. In that expansion pack, there was a character who was transsexual, and very forward about that. And a lot of people found that off-putting. Oh dear. And now, while there certainly are
Done had enough of this.
several reasons for that sentiment to exist, some of which is less defensible. A lot of people simply found it out of place or just odd to have in Dungeons and Dragons of all things. Let's see. Throw down a bless on the party. Oh.
What is your command?
That might have been a wasted spell, but it is what it is. You heal up now. I'm less concerned about the whole that character and more concerned with how just the whole conversation surrounding it, the way Beamdog defended their decision in a sort of smug, holier than thou tone. Like they approached. Ooh, okay.
You're this way.
Whatever they need.
The way they approached the criticism they received
It's so hollow. Whatever.
was pretty one note, I would put it. Oh dear. Like it didn't really matter to them if it was someone who was simply saying no to transsexuals just existing, I guess, or if it was someone who had more how should I put it, had the type of issue that's like, it's Dungeons and Dragons, it's fantasy land with fantasy problems. Do you really have to bring in real life problems?
Of course. Yeah.
If they even consider it a problem for that character to be transsexual, and if it's not, well, the way I understood it, I haven't actually played it, but the way I understood it, it was a fairly minor character who would state unprovoked that they were in fact transsexual, and that would really not impact anything as far as the game was concerned. And while there is the argument of representation, like just including such characters for the sake of having transsexual characters, much like one would have, and that's an argument made for several things, gay characters and black characters and basically people who seem to be underrepresented or are or feel like they're represented in media. Sometimes raise that and ask for characters that are that thing that they feel is not being represented. I hope that sentence wasn't too messy. And now
What you want? This way.
Hello.
I can kind of get that. At least if you feel like you've been... Oh, character. Like there's the idea of erasure, like pretending like these people don't exist, which they do. Which is something that I have sort of encountered because I'm bisexual, and there's this odd tendency, even amongst the LGBT, as it were, to just kind of ignore that people can be bisexual. No time. On the run with info. Off to to report of things most dire indeed. Bandit raids increasing. Iron ore depleting. And everyone is up in arms about their lack of arms. No wonder relations are strained to the brink. On my way, I am to Amn. I see. No, but there's this sort of off-putting mindset that some people express, be they straight or gay or whatever, that people like me, who find both men and women attractive, need to pick a side. Like, whatever your, like, if you settle down with a partner, like,
I care not.
conclusively, then that's sort of what people decide, that, oh, you were actually straight or gay the whole time. Oh,
Hello.
You're a queer
which, like, that kind of thing won't hurt me, like, for real, but it's annoying. Similarly, there's a lot of like historical figures who have been... Oh, shit, didn't think. Who have it's sort of been decided that they were gay when, and the option that they might have been bisexual isn't even considered. Like Freddie Mercury, for instance. There's more than nothing to suggest that he might in fact have been bisexual. Though I'm not that... I haven't read that much into it. I've merely heard, read some second-hand ideas. Are you gonna... There we go. Well, and by second-hand, I mean someone read something and then said to me, it's a bit of what do you call that game in English? Something telephone. We just call it the whisper game here in Sweden. The idea behind the game being you... I wonder... That's a Warhammer +2. 1d4 +3. +1 electrical. That is 1d... No, I think the Warhammer is better. It's more consistent. I was gonna rest. Where was I? Freddie Mercury. Like, he's... I hope I'm not stepping on any toes because he's sort of become like a gay icon or whatever. But you know, maybe he wasn't just into dudes. Who knows? He knew. Now, of course, there are Queen songs about pretty ladies where Freddie sings. There's, I'm sure there's been reports of him spending time with women. And a lot of people would say, well, of course, because appearances. It was a ruse, clever ruse, to distract from the gay. But, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't just a ruse. And that sort of holds true for... Oh. Black bear, huh? Am I gonna hunt a bear for experience? I think I'm gonna try to hunt a bear. Oh, I didn't get a choice. They turned aggressive.
Yep. This way.
They wish no less.
I don't know why I'm even talking about this. It's not like it really matters in the end. Like, at this, that's a decent bit of experience. This is sort of the issue with experience as a gaming concept. Like, you are rewarded for killing things, and you might strike, you might attack innocent beings such as these black bears because, well, they make your number go bigger. I like big numbers. I like it when my number gets bigger. That's my true sexuality. Numberophilia. Did I ever inspect this? Now what can this be? Oil of speed. Huh. What do you know? I believe I had one earlier, but I used it in that hellish cave fight with what was his name? The bandit boy or whatever he was in the mine. Oh well. It's kind of a... I'm thinking back to the discussion about representation and whatnot, and it's kind of a thorny issue right now, and I don't know exactly why. I think it's to do with a lot of people deciding that I'm gonna make a character who is... Okay, let's say this writer happens to care about issues concerning homosexual people, gay people, and they're like, I think that this writer says, I think it would be nice to have more gay characters in fiction, and he says, I'm gonna write, well, in this case I decided to go for he. It might be a she, I don't care. They decide to write that, hey, I'm gonna write a character, and this character is gonna be gay. And that's the point where they've stepped into the pitfall of the whole point of this character is that they're gay. That is not necessarily... Oh, that was a word. That doesn't have to make for a bad character, but I think it's a... Oh, we can walk behind this cliff, I see. But I think it's a dangerous starting point when writing a character because... Kobold Commando, where? Oh, there.
I care not. I am gone.
Because it's sort of
Whatever they need.
starts in the wrong end.
My blade
Oh,
will cut
okay.
down to size.
Like, okay, you have a gay character. What is this story about? Have you considered the character's position in the story before deciding that they were gay? How does them being gay affect their role in the story? Does it? Should it? If it doesn't affect their role in the story, how are you going to communicate it? Are you going to have them enter a relationship with a major character?
Around you, I almost feel that we
What
have
you
a
want?
chance.
Are you gonna... I don't know.
Yep. This way.
Are you gonna have this...
Promise.
I care not. I've done had enough.
Promise exceptional, sure. Where was I? Yeah, are you gonna have... Because, like, if a character is gay and they're not actually involved in a romantic relationship in the work in question,
I am gone.
does their being gay even matter? If their being gay doesn't matter, why even
What you want?
specify a sexuality? Like, I'm not saying to write all characters straight by default. That's not my point. My point is that there's a lot of characters who we don't know as an audience which way they swing, and it don't matter. They can swing whichever way, and there's really no need for us to care. Where is the kobold? Oh, there it is. Can you hit it from here? I'm trying to think of a good example, but something like take Ka from the Jungle Book. Ka is a snake. He is a he, that much we know. If you're watching the Disney animated version, we know that he's got this sort of groggy demeanor. He's not a very... He's kind of a villain. He wants to eat Mowgli. We don't know who he wants to fuck. Presumably lady snakes, but we don't know that. Like, snake mating is a whole thing. Like, they make a big pile of snakes. Oh. Your iron or your life? No, your iron and your life. Yeah, that's better. What do you want with our iron? Ours no good. Crumble like elf bones. Make clan laughing stock. We kill you. No pain. Just take iron. Okay. No. Okay, we're running.
I care not. I am gone.
They wish as directed.
You run that direction.
You're a
You
queer
run that direction, and you two run that direction.
Whatever they need.
And we'll see which way they split up.
What you want? I've done had enough of this.
A simple task.
Okay. They're chasing Imoen, so you are gonna go in for that one.
Yep, I am gone.
Imoen, you're gonna... Oh, fuck me! That's not good.
They wish my ear as well as I can.
I care not. I am gone.
So what was I saying? I was talking about Ka being gay or not. Like, Robin Hood Ka. No, that's not Ka. But sir, he is Ka, but he isn't Ka. The snake in Robin Hood. I don't know, he's giving me the vibes. But no animated Disney snake is confirmed gay. And it doesn't need to be. If I think if you specify a sexuality for your character, then that should matter in some way. Like, will this character engage in romance or just sex? Then yeah, their sexuality matters. Is that not something that is within the scope of your story? Why bother? Are you introducing romance or sex simply for the reason of displaying that you have a character with a with an orientation that is not the straight default of media, then is that gonna turn out good, you think? The discussion gets like even more thorny when discussing race, because there's some very real baggage to that, and well, the thing about that is that first of all, you have the whole issue of what does representation even mean? Is it supposed to be an even split between all available options? Or is it more correct to be desiring like should the ratios between characters represent the ratios between these groups in real life? And when you say real life, do you mean the world? Do you mean the country you're in? The country your story takes place in? Like what is even... When have you reached the goal for representation is basically the thing. When can we say everyone is represented at a correct rate? When do we have enough of a certain group? Whatever the group that may be. You know what? I'm gonna cut the episode right here. I might continue on the next episode. We'll see.